Hi Bae, it's me, Bae Land, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Today we are going to be playing Animal Crossing. We are going to be building a fairycore entrance. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Hi Bae. Alright, so we're just starting this build, making sure that we're fully energized and making sure nothing is in our way. Hi Allie. And although I don't have a fairycore island, this build is fairycore inspired. And the whole reason I am terraforming my entrance is because I realized I have never terraformed any cliff sides here on Bae Land. I have took them down, but I haven't created any. So that is what we're doing here today with this fairycore inspired build. Because at the beginning of Animal Crossing, when I was touring more islands, I did realize that these enclosed walkways, these enclosed islands were very popular in the fairycore community. So I want to make sure my island has an element of mazery so it can be amazing. Is mazery even a word? And I know a lot of people avoid terraforming on their island because they think it is really difficult, but I believe the more you mess around with it, the more you play around with it, the more you are able to understand exactly how to terraform. And I think that goes for everything in Animal Crossing. Waterscaping, building paths, it is all trial and error that has to be worked out and worked on. So let's go ahead and get to work, Kenny. And I know it can be a little bit monotonous, but going back and forth really is what it takes. It's going to take a lot of trial and error. Nothing's going to happen the first time unless you're like super good and super smart. Like even right here, I had to jump down, build more space just to make sure the vision I had could actually come across. Because believe me when I say I had a big vision for this build. What can I say? I am a true visionary. I'm also adding waterscaping just to make sure the feng shui is correctly. I believe in almost all my builds there is a water element because, like I said, I have to have the feng shui filling itself and filling the moment and filling my island. And speaking of filling my island, finally we can start filling in the space that we built. And this space, as I mentioned, is a fairycore themed entrance. And I believe the fairies of my island are going to live here. The little mystical beings, the little gnomes, every little fairycore element that I had, I'm going to put into this area. What I see in this area is a cute little picnic area that the fairies can just hang out and live their best lives. But of course, it's not a Bae Land build if it does not have cobblestones. So we are just making sure the cobblestones are laid and extra cute. Because like I said, it is not a Bae Land build unless it has cobblestones. And Bae Land is the future of Animal Crossing. And the reason I say that so much is because I do not want anybody to forget. And if you don't know, now you know. You can share it with your mom, you can share it with your dad, your cousins, your grandma, any one of your relatives, any one of your friends. Let them know Bae Land is the future of Animal Crossing. Because Bae Land is what? Sickening, Henny. That's right. And I'm just building the gnomes and the fairies a little housing unit, making sure that they have a place to thrive, a place to live, and a place to be magical. But looking at the gnomes that I placed, I realized the colors weren't exactly what I wanted. This is going to be a very cute fairycore entrance side, so we're going to need a lot of pastel colors, a lot of fun, and that's all we are adding is fun, colorful themes. That just so happens to be fairycore. This side of the build is really enhancing the pastel fairycore vibe. So I have to make sure it's extra pastel rainbowy cuteness. I did build 2 areas for the terraformed area, so the other side is going to be just a little bit more red, but equally as magical. The reason I wanted to highlight red on this side is because there are so many cute red mushroom items that I could not use in this build, because it honestly is so cute and honestly is the moment. The way this build looks when it's done, I can already see it in my head, and it's going to look perfect. Believe me when I say that. I mean, we're the future of Animal Crossing. Of course, we're gonna build the most perfect builds. Hello, honey. And some people might consider this side of the build more cottagecore, but I still consider it fairycore, and that's exactly why I'm not following any type of criteria here on my island. I'm doing whatever I want to do. There is no rules for me. Like I said, I do whatever I want to do. I'm a baddie. What can I say, honey? Like, how are we going to be the future of Animal Crossing following rules? It's not going to happen. Like I said, we're doing whatever we want on this island whenever we want to. Speaking of doing whatever and whenever, make sure you follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/BaeLestray. And finally, we are done with the build. Here's a cute little tour walkthrough. I love all the items placed together. They all go together and they all make my heart melt. It is so cute. Honestly, look at my villagers. They're already enjoying the area. They're already living. They're already thriving. Just like I'm sure the gnomes and fairies are going to live and thrive here in my little new fairy core entrance. There's so much cute stuff. There's so much going on, but I do not feel that it's overcrowded. And honestly, these little cucumbers and eggplants is the favorite part of my build. Ugh, they're just so gorgeous. They're migrating. They're doing their thing. They're moving on with their lives. And it is just the best moment here on Bae Land. Alright, well that is it for this video. What do you think about this fairycore build? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see me do some live building, some practice building, definitely check me out on Twitch. Like I said, it's twitch.tv/BaeLestray. And if you want to see more content like this on my YouTube channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff. So, bye, Bae.